Um, I wanted to share another reading from the book The Pivot Year. And this is from day 13, so a few days ago. And it says, "You tell life what you want, and life tells you how to get it. When you ask for soulmate love, you must listen if life says, but not with them. When you ask for prosperity, you must listen if life says, but not like this. When you ask for belonging, you must listen if life says, but not here. What feels on the surface like rejection is often redirection. When you ask for a big life, you cannot keep fighting for a smaller one to stay." And when I was reading that, it was just this reminder that so often we see when things aren't working out the way we want them to or expect them to, we see that as like a failure or rejection. But if we're able to shift our perspective and take that seed of trusting that everything that we move through is for our benefit, and if we challenge ourselves to see it that way, even the most challenging moments that we experience, um, we open ourselves up to that idea that when things aren't working out one way, it's because there's something better. It's because we need to redirect, right? Not because we failed or because we aren't worthy of our dreams and achieving our goals and whatnot. Just that there's a different way to go about them, or that those sticky moments that show up in our lives are there for a reason to offer us an insight or a perspective, a sense of wisdom that we wouldn't receive if the road was just one clear path, right? There's a reason that we have detours in our lives, and there's bumpiness and turbulence and things that create some friction or tension because it is under that pressure that we expand and we grow and we gain um, the perspectives, right, and the insights that we need to live a really full and conscious life. So um, trusting that sometimes what may seem rejection is actually our redirection. Um, for practice today, I want to start again in a seated meditation. Um, for some reason, I think when it's early in the morning, I feel like starting seated feels best to me. But if you want to start laying down, that's totally fine. I know in 99% of my public classes, we start in Shavasana. So feel free to start there if that feels best. And just giving yourself that moment to adjust and settle in. You start to feel the support beneath us, the physical support of the earth and our yoga mat. But we also start to settle into trusting in the support of our practice, and the support of this practice and the community that we receive from this practice to support us. And as we deepen our breath and go a little bit deeper into the layers of heart and mind, we can also trust that our highest self is there to support us as well. And that deep knowing that exists within us, that sometimes is easier to hear and sometimes more challenging. That deep inner knowing is also helping to support us. And so knowing that we are not alone in this process of navigating our human experience and the ups and downs and detours of our lives. For these 60 minutes, can we allow ourselves to simply be in our bodies and be intimately connected to our breath? And trust that there's nowhere else we're meant to be. There's nothing else we're meant to be doing and nothing else we need to be thinking about for this time. We can truly give ourselves permission to be present. So feeling the fullness of each inhale and the slow and steady release of every exhale. We arrive more and more completely to this moment right here, right now. and the spaciousness of this moment. Perhaps you can look back and reflect on the times in your life when a seeming detour was actually the exact course that you were meant to take to arrive to where you are now. Every moment of our lives had to happen exactly as they did for us to be here in this moment exactly as we are. And therefore to hold each moment as preciously as we can. Especially when we have this time on our yoga mats. And so moving and breathing in gratitude of the moment and our bodies. In this practice, let's take a deep inhale through the nose. And when you're ready, an open mouth exhale, just let it go. Let's do 2 more like that. Big breath in. And cleansing exhale to release. And last cycle, deep inhale. And then empty that breath out as you're ready. We'll seal our lips and start to breathe in and out of the nose, our Ujjayi pranayama. So same fullness, same intention within your breath, but just let the breath travel in and out of your nostrils now. Maybe adding that slight constriction at the back of your throat to give your breath that more audible oceanic quality. And then we're just going to slowly start to make our way into our tabletop pose to begin. So start to set yourself up on all fours. Bring your shoulders to stack right over your wrists and your hips to stack right above your knees. Maybe take your hips a little bit side to side first. And then as you're ready, follow an inhale to your cow pose. Start to lift up through your heart, lift through your tailbone. Really pull your ribcage forward to stretch your belly. Then on your exhale, slowly start to tuck your tailbone and round your spine to your cat pose. Just 2 more times. We'll inhale through our cow, open up through your front line. And then we'll exhale to travel through our cat pose, press and round. Once more, deep breath in, find your cow pose, open through your heart, untuck your tailbone, and exhale to find the opposite. As you press the earth away, can you draw your front ribs up and in? So as you find that cat spine, you're also activating your core. Good, then start to come to your neutral spine, just long from crown to tailbone. You're really strong through your hands, take an inhale. And as you exhale, press into your hands and pull your right knee up towards your nose. Tuck in as tight as you can. With your inhale, reach your right leg out and back into your one-legged tabletop. Then as you exhale, we're going to open up into a modified half moon. So left hand becomes your base. Start to kickstand your left foot open. And rotating to the right side of the room, reach your right hand high. Keep your right leg nice and lifted. Feel the outer glute work on the right side. Start to reach your right hand overhead to the front of your yoga mat. Big breath in. If you want to, as you exhale, bring your right elbow and your right thigh towards each other. Maybe find a little tap. Keep pushing down through your left shin bone. And then inhale to reach and extend. So you exhale, we're going to come back through our one-legged tabletop. So plant your right hand to the earth. Remove the kickstand, just find neutral. Then step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Yeah, so you're kind of in this like little bit of a lizard lunge. You might have to adjust a little bit, maybe wiggle the right foot slightly forward depending on your hips. Now keeping your right hand on the inside of your right foot, we're going to take our kickstand of the left leg to the opposite side. So left foot is pivoting towards the right side of the room. And then start to open up your left hand so you're in this like modified side angle just for a moment. Nice big breath in. And then as we exhale, left hand returns to the earth. Send your left toes to the back of your yoga mat. This time, tuck your back toes and lift your back knee so in your lifted lizard lunge. Crossing through your hands, step back into your downward facing dog. Right foot's gonna meet your left. Take a little moment to paddle out your feet. One big breath in, lift your heels. And exhale, tabletop. Getting strong with your hands again, take your inhale. Exhale, bring your left knee towards your nose, tuck and curl in. Really press into your hands to pull your left thigh to your chest. And start to lengthen your left leg back into your one-legged tabletop. Keep your core super active and strong. And then we'll open up to that modified half moon. So your right foot pivots open to the right to create that kickstand. Start to open up left hand to the sky. Again, reactivate through your outer left seat to help keep your left leg lifted. Option to reach your left hand overhead, letting that big side body stretch as you inhale. As you exhale, be left elbow and left knee come towards each other. Think about kicking down through your right leg, through your right shin. We'll inhale to lengthen out. So you exhale through center, starting to unwind back into that one-legged tabletop. Bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. You might have to give it a little boost there. We're used to coming from like a three-legged dog with momentum. Just kind of wiggle, adjust as needed. Left hand stays on the inside of your left foot. Pivot your right toes to the left side of the room. And we open up the opposite direction into this like little side angle variation. Might feel a little sticky because you haven't gotten to the hips quite yet. So it's the first hip opening of the morning. So give it a breath. And then start to release right hand down to the earth. Send your right toes to the back of your yoga mat. And then tuck your right toes and lift your right knee. Powerful through your right quad in your hands. Step back to your downward facing dog. You're gonna take a little pedal action through your feet. And then as you're ready, start to wander forward into your forward fold top of your yoga mat. With some softness in your knees, really relax the weight of your head to the earth. And then think about stretching your sits bones up towards the sky. So you can get a nice big stretch even if there's softness in your knees. And starting to use our core, we're going to inhale to a halfway lift. Think about pressing your hands into your shins to help activate your core. And then exhale, forward fold release. We'll rise all the way to stand with an inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, big circle sweep to the sky. As you exhale, soften your knees and just hinge forward to your forward fold again. Take a halfway lift, big breath in. And exhale, we're going to meet in our high plank pose. So go ahead and plant your hands down to the earth and step your feet back. As you find your high plank, take a moment to really firm up through your hands. So make sure your palms are actively pressing into the ground. At your fingertips are actively gripping the earth. As you push into your hands so your front ribs draw up and in, and working your way down your body, navel pulls to spine, and your quads, your thighs are active. With your inhale, find an intentional shift forward to your tippy toes. And then exhale, lower slowly to your belly. Think about reaching your elbows back and the crown of your head forward. So stretching from elbows to crown in the opposite directions. Once you lower down, you're going to untuck your toes. Inhale, low cobra, float your heart. As you exhale, go ahead and release. Inhale, low cobra, option for high cobra, depending on how back bending feels in your individual body this morning. And then exhale, let it go. The final round is any version of cobra or maybe your upward facing dog. Follow your inhale to find your heart opening. And we'll exhale to downward facing dog as you're ready. And take a nice big breath in. And then open mouth, exhale out. Inhale, heels rise. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step our hop to the top, forward fold. With your breath in, start to find your halfway lift, lengthen out. As we exhale, release, fold right back down. And then inhale, rise up to stand, Urdhva Hastasana. With exhale, hands to heart center, forward fold back to the earth. And then inhale to find your halfway lift, again, pressing into your shins as leverage to light up your core. High plank, step it back. Then as you're ready, use your inhale to shift forward. Knees up or down, chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way to the earth. And then choose up dog or cobra with your in-breath. Your out breath takes you back to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. And as you find your down dog, just take a moment to get really strong here. And then on a big breath in, lift your heels up nice and high. As you exhale, think cat spine. You're going to roll forward to your high plank. As you roll forward, push into your hands to draw your front ribs up and in. As you arrive to your high plank, take an inhale. And your exhale, take your right knee towards your right shoulder. From here, side plank. You're going to step your right foot back and open to the right side of the room. Reach your right hand to the sky. Option to reach your right hand up and over, head to the front of the room. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, be right elbow and right thigh come towards each other. Now we're going to keep the right foot lifted as we go back to a three-legged dog. Plant your right palm and then shift your hips up and back, right leg to the sky. Bend your right knee and open your hip. Maybe take a circle in each direction with your right knee. Then slowly step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Rising to our fingertips, or maybe hands to blocks. Left knee is going to come to a hover cow lunge. Big inhale. With your exhale, just start to lengthen both of your legs, finding your hamstring stretch, your cat lunge. Long legs and long spine. Okay, from here, as you bend into your front knee, really strong intentional step to chair pose, Utkatasana. Left foot comes forward. As you lift your heart and hands, option to lift to your tippy toes, bending a little balance challenge. Take a nice big breath in, heels high, hands reaching. As you exhale, airplane your arms and land your heels to the earth. And from here, bring your hands to heart center. Shift your weight into your left foot, and then flamingo your right heel up and in. Make sure your belly is super active here. Stepping back to our high crescent lunge, step your right toes to the back of your yoga mat. Then just inhale to reach up to the sky for a moment. And exhale, hands are going to come down to the earth to frame your left foot. Press through your hands. Get strong through your right leg. Left knee to nose. Can you pull your left heel up? Just left knee to nose. And then high plank, step your left foot back. Follow your inhale to shift forward. Knees up or down, chaturanga or downward facing dog. So just deciding if you want to move through a flow or if you'd like to skip it. Now we're doing a lot of plank things today, so sometimes you might choose to skip that flow. But then inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, roll forward to your high plank, patting your spine as you go. Pause and take an inhale. Left knee towards your left shoulder as you exhale. Side plank, opening to the left side of the room. Step your left foot back and reach your left hand high. Breathe in to send your left hand up and overhead. On your exhale, your left elbow and left thigh come towards each other. To find your three-legged dog, Plant your left hand to the earth as you spin onto your right toes, reach your left leg to the sky. Bend your knee and open your hip. And then maybe find some hip circles, slowly moving your left knee and the strength and space of your left hip. We'll step the left foot forward to the top of our yoga mat. And then start to make your way into your cow lunge. Sink your right knee low. Open your chest, take a really big breath in. And exhale, extend through your legs. Through your left thigh bone, drawing way up and back as you stretch your heart towards your left toes. Bend into your left knee. Utkatasana. Powerful step of your right foot to the top. As your hips sink and you lift your hands, option to float onto your tippy toes. So hips low, heels high. Give it one really big breath in. And exhale, airplane arms, land your heels. So you engage your core, proud chest, hands to heart. Shift into your right foot. And then start to flamingo your left heel up. Slow and strong, we step back into our high crescent lunge. Just placing your left toes to the back of your yoga mat. Big breath in, reach tall. And your out breath, bring your hands down to the earth to frame your right foot. You press into your hands, right knee to your nose. Pluck your right foot off the earth. Then high plank, step your right foot back. Take your inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, chaturanga or down dog. Remembering that space is your opportunity to really check in with you and ask yourself what you need. A deep breath in and open mouth, exhale, release. With an inhale, spike your heels high. Exhale, roll forward, high plank, just like before. Take a big breath in. Right knee, right shoulder, breath out. Side plank, opening to the right side of the room. Reach your right hand high. You can always float your right leg as well. Right hand's gonna go overhead with your inhale. Maybe right elbow towards your right thigh as you exhale. Now listen, look to the top of your yoga mat. Then step your right foot to the top. Maybe help it there. So you land in your low lunge. Yeah. Once your right foot is forward, we're going to rise up to our high crescent lunge. So switching the order of things just a little bit. Once you find your high crescent, take a big breath in. As you exhale, hinge forward to your reaching crescent. So reaching towards the top of your yoga mat, the diagonal. Shift into your right foot so much you come to left tippy toes. As you bring hands to heart, flamingo your left heel towards your seat. Press down to your right foot, start to find your airplane pose. Embracing any wobbles, just slowly press to expand out. Big breath in. As we exhale, we're stepping back to find our way to warrior two. So keeping the hinge in your body, land your left toes to the back of your yoga mat. And then as you start to rise up, rotate your left heel to the earth. So maintaining that little bit of a hinge can help in that transition to warrior two. Yeah, once you find your warrior two, deep inhale, reverse your triangle first. Let your right leg go long as you reach your right hand up and overhead. Then exhale to your side angle, bend into your right thigh. Left hand's gonna go to the sky. Good. Spin your heart open towards the ceiling, create distance between your right shoulder and your right ear. And send energy through your left heel. Think about reaching your tailbone just slightly to your left heel so you get an opening through the front of your left hip. And then maybe extend your left hand up and overhead. Nice big breath in. As you exhale, left hand's gonna circle sweep you down into a wide-legged forward fold. All 10 toes at the long edge of your yoga mat. Sink low. Take an inhale to lift up halfway. Now, as you exhale, keep both feet planted to the earth. Just bend your left knee for this little bit of a lateral lunge. We're going to take our left palm to the ground, engage your core, reach your right hand towards the top of your yoga mat. Good, one big breath in. And then as you breathe out, we're going to pivot to the back of the room. Low lunge to frame through our left foot. Press into your hands. So you push into your hands, bring your left knee to your nose, pluck your left foot off the earth. Three-legged dog, reach your left leg high, big breath in. Bend your knee and open your hip as you breathe out. Take your inhale. Left foot to the outside of your left hand, lizard lunge as you exhale. Option to keep your back knee lifted or to drop your right knee to the earth. Here for a breath, if you want to take a twist, left hand can circle sweep back. You could also add in your thigh stretch if you want to bend your right heel in. So wherever you are within your lizard lunge, just take a big breath here. And then as we breathe out, we're going to unwind into our lifted lizard lunge. So left hand to the inside of your left foot, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Get really engaged through your right quad. Left knee is going to hug into your left tricep. Maybe find a little half crow and float your left foot. High plank pose, big breath in. Chaturanga or down dog with your breath out. As you find your way back to downward facing dog, let's take a cleansing breath. Inhale through your nose. And then exhale out of your mouth. Big breath in, spike your heels. Exhale, cat spine, roll forward to your high plank, engaging your core as you go. Pause as you inhale. Left knee, left shoulder as you exhale. Side plank, step your left foot back. You can always float it, reach your left hand to the sky. Left hand's going up and overhead, take a big breath in. Maybe left elbow towards left thigh as you breathe out. And looking towards your right hand, take a big step forward with your left foot. Maybe held it there. Once you have your lunge legs, you're going to press into your high crescent lunge. Big push through your feet to mindfully rise up. And gather in your inhale. Then find your reaching crescent at the diagonal as you exhale. Maybe this reaching crescent is a little bit more upright than sometimes it is. Yeah? You're going to lean into your left foot, get light through your right toes. Hands come to heart, bring your right knee into your flamingo. Really engage through your belly. Push through your left foot and start to fly airplane pose. Just one steady breath here. And now see if you can find that really intentional transition to warrior two. So staying relatively hinged forward, just step your right tippy toes to the earth. And as your right heel spirals down, you bring it upright. We'll inhale to reverse our triangle. Extend your left leg for a moment. Reach your left hand up and overhead. And then side angle, sink back into your lunge. And offer your right hand to the sky. You want plugging your left thigh bone into your pelvis. We're going to actively spiral our ribcage open. And as we roll the ribcage more towards the ceiling, do we feel the left glute maybe light up a little bit more to keep the left knee open? Right, because what that actually is, if we were upright, we're taking a deeper external rotation through the left leg. Yeah. Extend your side angle, right hand reaches overhead. Can we root energy down to the right foot as well? Big breath in. Wide-legged forward fold. Circle, sweep it through your center. Take a moment just to hang out through the length of your legs. Then start to find that halfway lift through your torso. Our lateral lunge, we're going to bend into the right knee. Put your right palm to the earth. Maybe reach your left hand towards the back of your yoga mat. Take your inhale. Good low lunge to the front as you exhale. Plant through your palms, bring your right knee to your nose, pick your right foot off the earth. And then three-legged dog, reach your right leg high, deep breath in. Bend your knee and open your hip breath out. Feel your right glute nice and strong. Slow and intentional right foot to the outside of your right hand lizard lunge. And you can keep your back knee lifted or drop it down. Maybe circle, sweep your right hand back to twist to the right side of the room. And add in your thigh stretch if that's interesting to you. And then take a steady breath. Okay, as we start to release, we return to our lifted lizard lunge. So right hand plants on the inside of our right foot. Back toes tuck, back knee lifts. Left quad, left thigh is super strong. Maybe that half crow, you can hug your right knee into your right tricep and float your right foot up. High plank, take your inhale. Chaturanga or down dog, making that mindful decision of what you want to travel through with exhale. Big breath in. And open mouth, exhale out. Good. Drop your knees to the earth. Child's pose. Just take a moment to breathe. Maybe rolling out your wrists. We've been doing a lot of planking today, so especially if we aren't used to spending as much time on our hands, your wrists might have some feelings about that. I'm going to show you something that we're going to explore in this next layer, so that hopefully you have a little more information when you get there. So we're going to end up in our wide-legged forward fold again, and in our side lunge. We're going to have our hands to the earth so that we're slightly towards our left foot. In this case, this is my left knee's bent. Now we're going to have the hands just slightly forward so we can find a little chaturanga action through the arms. So a shift forward of the chest and a slight bend of the elbows. So as we shift forward and slightly bend our elbows, we're going to come to left tippy toe. Maybe left knee wraps around that left tricep, and you pick up the left foot and reach your right hand wide. My left elbow is slightly bent. My knee is stacked like a crow pose. This hand goes wide. If you're like, absolutely not interested, you can also stay in just the side lunge, or you could do what we did before, just the arms, or skandasana. Okay. In my classes, people asked for crow pose, so we've been working on crow this week, and that little kind of half crow variation. Okay. Cool. We're gonna meet in downward dog when you're ready. We're gonna move through one more layer of flow. We will have a little bit of time at the end for checking in with crow if that's interesting to you. We'll give you other options if it's not. And then we'll bring it to the earth to balance everything out. So making your way to downward facing dog. Starting with a collective breath, we'll inhale through the nose. And then open your mouth and really let that breath go. With a big breath in, lift your heels high. As you exhale, press actively through your hands and cat spine forward to your high plank. So you find your high plank, big breath in. Right knee, right shoulder, breath out. Right side plank to the right side of the room. Step your right foot back, reach your right hand high. Remember, you can float your right leg if you want to. Take your inhale. Maybe elbow to thigh as you exhale. We'll all look forward to the top and step our right foot through. As you find your lunge legs, high crescent, press through your feet, and slowly bring yourself upright. Really generous inhale as you reach through your fingertips to hinge forward into your reaching crescent. Continue to flow your breath as you shift into your right foot. Hands are coming to your heart. Flamingo, your left heel up and in. But to press to fly into your airplane pose. Then find a little micro bend at least to your right knee. Engage your belly a ton and bring your left leg all the way with you to standing. Flexing through your left foot. Figure four, left ankle on your right thigh, hands to heart. Sink back into your one-legged chair just for a moment. Big breath in. And big breath out. Now we're going to be stepping back into our warrior two. So rise up just enough to unhook your left ankle from your right thigh. You're kind of back in that flamingo shape again. Shoot your left toes to the back of your yoga mat. From that hinge, start to rotate your left heel down as you rise, warrior two. Reverse your triangle, big breath in, sweep your right hand high, and then side angle breath out. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Left hand either to the ceiling or overhead for extended side angle. Think about your right knee opening nice and wide from the energy of your right glute. Big breath in. Wide-legged forward fold, circle sweep it through your center. With an inhale, lift up halfway through your torso. Turning your toes to face forward, so directly to that front edge of your yoga mat. Bend into your left knee for your lateral and really shoot your pelvis back in space. Hands are coming a little bit to the left. You might start to bend into your elbows, lean into your hands. Coming to your left tippy toes, think about crowing your left elbow to your left tricep. Elbows hug in like you're squeezing a block between them. As you shift forward, you might pick up your left foot and then maybe reach your right hand to the front. Otherwise, you're just in a side lunge or a skandasana, which is where we will meet. So side lunge or skandasana when you're complete with playing in that little half flight moment. Cool. From here, we're going to actually go to the front of our yoga mat. So bend into your right knee, crawl all the way forward. Lower your left knee to the earth. Take a moment to stretch your heart through your biceps, just one breath here. Okay, from here, start to lengthen your right leg. So you're either going to a half split, or you could lift your back knee and lengthen both your legs, flexing your right toes to the sky. So either one. I personally think half split is a little bit deeper, so it depends what your hamstrings are up for in this moment. We're just taking a moment to let the body settle. We're going to bend into our front knee. Back toes tuck, back knee lifts, press into your hands. Bringing your right knee to your nose, pick your right foot up off the earth. Three-legged dog, reach your right leg high just for a moment on your inhale. And downward facing dog as you exhale. Cool. Big breath in, heels float high. Exhale, start to roll forward to your high plank. Take a generous breath in. Left knee, left shoulder, breath out. Side plank, you're opening to the left side of the room. Remember, feel free to float that left leg if you want. Take an inhale. You might reach your left hand up and overhead. Exhale, option for left elbow and left thigh to come towards each other. Looking towards the top of your yoga mat. Left foot takes a big step forward. Give it a boost if needed. Adjust your feet if needed. And then once your feet are where you want them, press and slow and intentionally rise to your high crescent lunge. Then invite yourself to the moment, relax your shoulders, deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to start to hinge forward. Lean into your left foot. As you're ready, hands to heart, flamingo your right heel to your seat. That's a big step. It's okay if you have to kind of scooch the right toes in and then pick it up. So we press to expand the airplane pose. Think about that push through your left foot as energy to lengthen the crown of your head forward. Collarbones broaden across your chest. Try to keep your heart open as you find a little softness through your left knee and gather your right leg to rise with you, hands to heart center. Big breath in. Chest stays proud as you find your figure four, right ankle on your left thigh. Just a little moment here to open through our right hip. And mindfully gather in a full breath. As you breathe out, feel your core activate at the bottom of your breath. Keeping your core strong, continue to breathe. Rise up just enough to start to unhook your right ankle from your left thigh. We're going to slowly expand back to find our warrior two. So again, you're going to let your right heel land as you bring your torso upright. And then inhale to reverse your triangle, really push your left foot, lengthen the entire left side of your body. Okay, side angle. Elbow can go to thigh, or your left hand can go to the inside or outside of your left foot. I like hand on the inside because it helps encourage that openness to my left knee. Maybe extend your side angle with your breath. We're going to circle seat down through center, wide-legged forward fold. Good. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. I'm going to adjust and rotate to face you for a second side, so it's a little bit less confusing, hopefully. So from your wide-legged forward fold, you're going to be bending your right knee this time. Your hands are going to plant kind of towards the right side. So as you bend your right knee, notice where your torso is, it moves to the right. So hands just go in line up with your torso like a chaturanga. You're going to lean forward as you bend into your elbows, slightly start to tippy toe your right foot. You're going to squeeze right knee to right tricep like a little crow leg. As you keep reaching your heart forward, maybe pick up your right foot. Think strong inner right thigh. Hug your elbows in. Maybe engage and reach your left hand towards your left foot. And then when you're ready, release. Wide-legged forward fold. Cool. You might be in your side lunge or skandasana because maybe you opted out. And then pivot back to face the same direction as before. Okay, we're all going to bend into our left knee and turn to the front of our yoga mat so we're in a low lunge facing forward. Just drop your right knee to the earth and actively stretch your heart through your biceps. Just taking a moment. From here, you can choose your cat lunge or your half split. So maybe you just lengthen your left leg and flex your left toes to your face. Maybe you find the version with your back knee lifted. Either one is fine. As you drag your left heel back, think about drawing your shoulders out of your ears and finding that encouragement of your heart forward. So really active extension through your spine. Okay, here we go. We're going to bend into our front knee, hands plant, back knee lifts if it's not already there. Press into the earth, the left knee to your nose, tuck your heel up and in. Three-legged dog, inhale. Just take a moment to bend your knee, open your hip as you exhale. And then downward facing dog, release. With a big breath in, lift your heels high. Exit the top of your yoga mat, step, hop, or tiptoe forward. Take your feet about as wide as your yoga mat, turning your toes outwards. Balasana squat, hips low, heart high. So we're going to do like one little crow moment. I like to move to crow from a tippy-toed chair. That's why we were incorporating that earlier. If you would rather take a seated stretch instead of finding crow pose, I'll recommend butterfly, so seated butterfly. Soles of your feet together, knees wide, maybe with a forward fold. If you'd rather just be in a chair pose, that's great too. Feel free to add in whatever you want instead. If you're moving with me, we're gonna just go through a forward fold whenever you're ready, however you want to get there. We'll inhale to lift up halfway, and we'll exhale to chair. Hands to heart center is fine. I will say, crow pose is not my favorite, but I recognize it's one of those pretty classic yoga shapes, and it's the foundational arm balance to a lot of other things. So you're gonna come to your tippy toes and start to open your knees wide. Hands are coming to the earth in front of you. You want to have your hands like the slightest bit forward because you need to bend your elbows in order to go forward. So your hips start to stack over your elbows and wrists, right? If you don't have enough room to go forward like a chaturanga when you bend your elbows, you won't be able to lift your feet. You're going to look forward. As you start to shift into your hands and bring your knees to your triceps, you're going to shift your booty up to the sky. Booty up, shift forward, maybe lift one set of toes off the earth, maybe both. And think about keeping your elbows hugging in around an imaginary yoga block. Keep pressing the earth away, look forward, and then release. We'll all meet in a seat in our butterfly. Cool. Soles of your feet together, knees wide. Get proud through your chest as you inhale and then fold forward as you exhale. We'll just be here for a breath. I also feel like crow pose is a little bit tricky to explore when we're working together virtually. Okay, when you're ready, start to rise up out of your butterfly. And then I'm going to stay facing forward towards you. You can stay facing to the top of your yoga mat, whatever works. Send your legs out long in front of you. Now, sitting up tall, you'll bend your right knee into your body. Step your right foot across. Flex your left toes to your face. You can keep your left leg long if you want to. You can also bend your left heel in so you have both knees bent. Just make sure both your sitting bones are grounded to the earth. We'll reach up high as we inhale. We're going to twist to our right as we exhale, so towards the top leg. Left elbow will hook on your right thigh. Right fingertips go behind you to help you grow a little bit taller through your spine. Think inhale for length. And exhale to twist. And one more breath here. You slowly start to unwind the face forward. And release your hands behind you for a second for a little chest expansion bind. One breath in. And one breath out. And starting to release and unwind. Unwind everything. If you want like a little windshield wiper moment, feel free to tuck your knees side to side a couple of times. And we'll start with both of our legs long and just checking in with that twist second side. Left knee bends, step your left foot across. You're either gonna stay here with your right leg long and right foot flexed, or you're gonna bend your right heel in as well. So adjusting as needed, both sits bones ground. We'll reach high with a deep inhale, and then you'll turn to your left, hook and twist. Now notice if you're kind of like rounding your spine forward to create the connection between elbow and thigh. Think about pressing down with your elbow and then twisting, so you still get the height of your heart. If that still kind of feels awkward, depending on your proportions, you can just use your right hand. Sometimes I know for me, if I'm trying to reach my elbow to my thigh, it feels like I'm shrinking myself. So nice and expansive, nice and proud. One more breath here, and this is just counter to all that kind of contraction to the front line, planking, core stuff that we were doing. And then we'll slowly start to unwind. Maybe take that chest expansion bind one more time here. And counterbalancing all that chaturanga and plank work, collarbones open. Okay, this time as we unwind from everything, you can do windshield wipers again, or you have the option for a reverse tabletop. Knees bent, feet planted, hands stacked beneath your shoulders, fingertips facing your seat. Take a big breath in, and exhale, press through your feet and lift through your hips. Now maybe taking a moment to shift a little bit forwards and backwards. Feel free to take longer here if this feels really nice in your body. Otherwise, you're going to release your hips down to the earth. And you can decide how you lower to your back body today. If you want to, you can just plug your knees to your chest and relax back. Or you can use your core going slow and control. So it's entirely up to you, but we're going to meet on the back body with a happy baby shape. You might take like a little full body stretch. Before you take your happy baby, just reaching long across the earth, maybe a couple wrist circles in each direction. And then happy baby pose. Take a really nice big breath in. And then open mouth, exhale out. Okay, keeping your knees bent, bridge pose. Land your feet to the earth. Draw your shoulders out of your ears already. Take your inhale. And with your out breath, pressing through your feet and the backs of your arms, start to lift through your pelvis. Okay, feeling that openness through your front line, again, balancing out all of these shapes that we were exploring today. Really engage through your glutes, your hamstrings, and your core. Feel your pelvis and your thigh bones sliding slightly forward to create more distance between your rib cage and your pelvis. And start to breathe into that space between. And here for maybe 1 to 2 more cycles of breath. And eventually let your hips land down to the earth, slow and controlled. We'll revisit figure 4, right ankle on your left thigh, let your right knee open away, bring that whole figure 4 to you maybe. You always have the option to land your left foot instead. You can choose to stay in your figure 4, or you can slide your right thigh across for Gomukhasana legs, reaching opposite hands for opposite feet. So your left hand would grab your right foot, your right hand would grab your left foot. And then with your knees coming to stack at center, maybe take a little rock from side to side. Gomukhasana can be quite the pretzel situation though, so figure 4 works better to give you that outer right hip stretch. Feel free to stay right there. We'll take a big breath in here. And then exhale just to switch. So either figure 4 your left ankle on your right thigh, maybe you just start there for a breath. Or you can continue to slide your left thigh across into your Gomukhasana legs. Making sure you're long through both side bodies. Sometimes one side begins to creep up to avoid the sensation of the stretch. Then you'll start to unwind and release, making your way into Supta Baddha Konasana. So this time, that same butterfly shape, but on our back body. Soles of your feet together, knees open wide. And as you settle in, let your hands find a comfortable place to land and close your eyes. Relaxing your shoulders and the weight of your hips down into the earth. And taking 3 mindful breaths here, slow and purposeful inhale. Either out of your nose or out of your mouth, release that breath away. And twice more like that, just a slow, intentional breath fills your body. Whenever you're ready, let that breath empty out. And just take 1 more cycle on your own. And maybe you decide to stay as you are for a little bit longer. Or maybe you decide to add in something extra before Shavasana. Or perhaps you're ready just to lengthen out and release into the earth. So taking a moment to add in any last shapes, any last movements, anything at all that your body is craving. And then find your way into a really comfortable shape to settle into. And as you move towards stillness, we take a moment to acknowledge this time that we spent moving and breathing and exploring. And we remember that moving towards balance means that for all the effort, we need to find moments of ease as well. And so, can you trust that you have done enough and that you are enough? That for these last few minutes of your practice, you can truly just be. That our moments of rest are as important as those moments when we push the edge, when we start to expand our horizons. This time as well of introspection, reflection, and stillness is also part of that process of growth. Maybe taking one more cleansing breath here. We'll take a big breath in. And an open mouth exhale, release. And revisiting day 13 of the pivot year. You tell life what you want, and life tells you how to get it. And you ask for soulmate love. You must listen if life says, but not with them. And you ask for prosperity. You must listen if life says, but not like this. And you ask for belonging. You must listen if life says, but not here. What feels on the surface like rejection is often redirection. When you ask for a big life, you cannot keep fighting for a smaller one to stay. And take a nice big breath in. And then just let that breath go. We'll just close our practice from our place of Shavasana, from stillness. If it feels true, maybe one or both hands come to connect to your heart space. And then in the deepest gratitude for our yoga practice, and for this time that we shared, for the strength and health and well-being of our bodies, and for our breath that sustains us. We'll take one collective inhale, deep, deep breath through the nose to fill it all the way up. And an open mouth exhale, let it go. May yoga offer us a path to compassion, a compassion towards ourselves, each other, and the world around us. And may our practices serve as our teachers, leading us to live with greater authenticity and to love deeply each and every day. Thank you and namaste.